What's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Friday. It's Fri-Yay, December 30th, our last episode of 2022. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup. That's where I'm drinking out of the Fri-Yay mug today. It's on the wrong side for me to show you. It's on the right side for me to see it. How are you? How was your Thursday? Was it a great day? Was it a stupendous day? There's a word people don't use. Stupendous. My day was not quite stupendous, but it was a really good day. I had a really good day. I'm looking forward to today and the weekend. And as a reminder, very, very small chance for a Monday episode. Most likely I will just see you on Tuesday. But I want to know about yesterday. I want to know what you're doing this weekend. We're going to have another 4-day installment of me not seeing you. So you got to tell me what you're doing because I want to be excited for you. I want to know what's going on. What are you celebrating New Year's Eve? Are you going out? Are you going away? Are you celebrating with friends or family? Are you going to bed early? Are you, as I've done in past years, taking the opportunity to do work? Here's a fun fact for you. Did you know this? 10 years ago yesterday, tomorrow, 10 years ago tomorrow, I built the first Whistlekick website. New Year's Eve, 2012 into 2013, I built the first version of whistlekick.com. We are on it's just the second one. I think we went right from there to Shopify. I spent like 6 hours doing it, put product up because I was here. Wait, was I? Yes, I was living here and all of the product was warehoused at the computer company about 45 minutes away. I said, I got to get this stuff out the door. And I built a website and nobody bought anything. And look at us now. I want to say good morning to Frank, Liz, Jenny, Nathan, Kelly, Dennis, and all the rest of you out there, whether you're watching now or later or listening. I'm just glad you're here. Jenny says, I'm celebrating like an introvert this year. In my PJs and on my couch, probably asleep before midnight. I've done that plenty of times. You know what? I'm going to say New Year's Eve as an event, as a holiday, let me finish, is incredibly disappointing. The only time it's not is if it's provides an excuse or an opportunity for you to get together with friends. The whole idea of going out to, a bar on New Year's Eve or anything, it's just, ugh. And you might say, well, Jeremy, you're in your 40s now. You don't see those things the same way. I didn't see those things when I was in college. I was like, this is gross. It's too many people being gross. No, that's never been my scene. But that's okay. If it's yours, by all means, have fun. But I bet if we dig real deep, you don't really enjoy it as much as you tell people you do. Dennis says, I haven't seen a New Year's since 1994. I don't know why that sounds so funny. I know what you mean. We all know what he means. It sounds funny. Frank says, I am so not staying up late New Year's Eve. Well, I will be celebrating with some friends. So I will be staying up. Hopefully, and I have not celebrated New Year's Eve with this group, but hopefully this is the kind of group that like goes to bed at 1. Not the kind of group that the ball drops and everybody's like, all right, let's get rolling. I have hung out with crowds like that where it's 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed. You guys have to stop that. Jenny says, exactly. I've had a few fun New Year's Eve since college, mostly when the boys were with us and we, quote, partied with them. Liz says, this is the first year I will be celebrating with friends. I'm super excited, but I never loved staying up and watching the ball drop. Kelly says, my mom always has to see the ball drop. Why is the ball in quotes? I remember as a kid, my mother would allow me, this tells you about me as a child, right? I was allowed to stay up as late as I wanted on New Year's Eve. But inevitably about 10:30, I would go to bed because I was tired. And she'd say, "Do you want me to come in and wish you a happy New Year at midnight?" Sure. So she'd come in and I'd be fast asleep and she'd, touch my shoulder. "Happy New Year." Be like, "Ugh." I remember this. I do. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, King Kong. Yeah. But whatever you do, however you ring in the new year or just move into the new year, maybe you're not even ringing, however you make that step into the new year, I hope that you will consider a very simple perspective on the new year. I've only ever had one New Year's resolution: to make the new year the best year of my life. I have not been successful at that every time, but there have always been many things in pursuit of that I can point to and say, "Oh, this was great. This was great. This was great." Doesn't matter the year. Maybe I don't have a good memory for it. But if I dig in, yeah, this happened and this happened and this happened. This year was an incredible year. Look at all the things that Whistlekick accomplished. Good morning, Stacy. Kelly says the ball was in quotes because it's a special ball. I understand. We had our first ever, and we had two of them, free training days, not in the Northeast. We did all in weekend. We started our 8th year of martial arts radio. We grew the team extensively. We're actually selling sparring gear from our own website now. Not that we weren't, but it's actually selling. What else is going on? I brought on more clients, working with more martial arts schools. Every single thing I can look at for Whistlekick is better. Every single thing. Our website is better. The money situation is better. Our customers are better. Our team is better. Our marketing is better. Everything is better. And so what happens in 2023 is we continue that. Well, we become profitable. We do things like open up the company for investment. So yeah, if you've been saying, "Hey, I would like to own a piece of Whistlekick," I think that's coming next year. The advice from people that I trust very much said, the company needs to be profitable before you can do that. So we will do that. We have more events. How many free training days do we have 2023? I don't know. Could be as many as 5. Yes, there are discussions happening. I'm super pumped for the new year. And even though I'm not going to be spending it sitting in my office, coding a website, it was back when Yahoo Sites was a thing. I wonder if any of you ever had the mispleasure of working on that. I will guarantee that you recognize those sites because this was back in 2012 when payment processing was not simple and you had very few options. But it doesn't mean that I won't be aware, because the people that I will be celebrating with the exception of, I believe, one person, the only reason I know them is because of Whistlekick. So that's kind of cool. Jenny says, my resolution is not to be afraid to make a change any day, not just on the 1st. That's a great one. If anybody else wants to chime in with their New Year's resolutions, if you have them, I will happily read them to everyone. Gives you a little bit of accountability. Kelly says, not really celebrating New Year's on the actual day, as we are flying to the Keys for our wedding next Tuesday. Yay! January brings new year, new marriage, and a new knee. It's a lot of novelty. Love it. Jenny says that's her resolution every year. I love it. What was the other thing I was going to say? 30-day challenge. It's done. I did my part. The emails are loaded up. The videos are in there. The graphics are in there. The sequence is ready. I just have to press go at some point on Sunday. Let's say go. And it will start. The emails will go out 1 a.m. Eastern time every day starting Monday, January 2nd. If you are unfamiliar with the 30-day challenge from Whistlekick, you can sign up at whistlekick.com. You'll see it. It's towards the front of the homepage, top of the homepage. It's completely free. It's a 30-day challenge. It's balance and flexibility and strength and technique, and I think we could make an argument for speed, cardiovascular conditioning. There are so many things that I've worked into a no more than 10-minute workout. That's a lie. The last day is 11 minutes. Okay. I noticed that when I finished it up yesterday. An 11-minute or less workout for 30 days. And if you go through it, which any of you can, it is attainable for sure. You will crush it. I have no doubt you'll crush it. As you go through, I'm not going to put this out broadly publicly, but if any of you have questions, if you need modifications or something, don't be afraid to reach out, because it's those questions that will inform how I improve this. Because this is not just we're going to start at January 2nd. You have to do it January 2nd and it ends at the end of the month. This will be an ongoing thing that I'm hoping will funnel people into Whistlekick. So I want to make it as great as I can. Jenny says, I'm loving how my Facebook feed lately is splattered with Whistlekick 30-day challenge images. Me too. Between the ads and all of you putting up one of the graphics that says challenge accepted, I'm really pumped. Liz says, whoop, whoop, 30-day challenge. Liz says she loves it too. One, it's a great reminder. And two, it's so great that all my friends are doing it with me. And Jenny says, 11 minutes, you are so evil. Well, maybe I am. Kelly says, so many people are pumped. I'm curious how many non-martial artists will become martial artists and part of the Whistlekick family. And this is part of why the way that I put in, see, one of the challenges here, I'll share this with you, and then I'm going to switch gears. Frank gave us some stuff to talk about. And of course, we have jokes. One of the biggest challenges, and I like this challenge, is that, not the 30-day challenge, but my challenge, is that Whistlekick is style agnostic. I'm not going to tell you, here's how you do a kick. Here's how you do a side kick. Here's how you do a front kick. What about people who don't kick formally? What about Aikido? And actually, does Aikido even have kicks? What about BJJ practitioners? I had a different flow for the warm-up, and then I went, crap. Grappling arts. I got to go back, and I made changes. Because you may not know everything about kicking, but you can use your knees. Anybody knows how to use a knee. You can figure that out. So that's why certain things you're going to see in the warm-up, in the challenge in general. It's stuff just about anybody can do. And I'm excited for that, and I'm proud of that. And if it gets some people training or back to training, I would love that. What's our goal here at Whistlekick? Get people in and keep them training via connection, education, and entertainment. Our mantra. But our goal, get people training, keep them training. Alrighty. Frank did send stuff over. I want to read it, talk about it, and we're going to start with the jokes, because we always start with the jokes. Thank you, Frank, for all of your work on the show. Thank you to Josh for our theme song. Thank you to Denise for the audio feed. Yes, there's a podcast audio feed, if you did not know. All right, let me do this thing. Share screen. And if everything goes well, I'm recording an episode with Andrew and some friends later today. That's going to be fun. Oh, which one? Is it this one? Yes. Oh, not that tab. This tab. This tab. The jokes for Fun Day Friday. Fun Day, Fun Day, Fun Day. What's a New Year's resolution? Something that goes in one year and out the other. What do snowmen like to do on New Year's Eve? Chill out. Youth is when you're allowed to stay up on New Year's Eve. Middle age is when you're forced to. What do New Year's Day parades have in common with Santa Claus? No one is awake to see either of them. My grandparents had resolutions like donating more time and money to charities. I've decided to make my own coffee once a week. Why do you need a jeweler on New Year's Eve? To ring in the new year. My New Year's resolution is to stop hanging out with people who ask me about my New Year's resolution. What did the little champagne bottle call his father? Pop. What's a cow's favorite holiday? New Year's Eve. Where can you find comedians on New Year's Eve? Waiting for the punchline. What do farmers give their wives at midnight on New Year's Eve? Hugs and kisses. An optimist stays up until midnight to see the new year in. A pessimist stays up to make sure the old year leaves. You know, as much as that's formatted as a joke, that's actually rather insightful. An optimist looks forward to what's going on. A pessimist is going to say good riddance to the past year. They're going to be negative and all. These negative things that happen to us, they're lessons. If we take them as lessons, it's a lot easier to let them go. What did the ghost say on January 1st? Happy Boo Year. I see no need to make more New Year's resolutions when the ones already on the books aren't being enforced. What do you call always wanting a date for New Year's Eve? Social security. What's a digital camera's New Year's resolution? 1080p. This New Year's, I'm going to make a resolution I can keep. No dieting all year long. And our final one. Knock, knock. Who's there? Abby. Abby who? Abby New Year. Good stuff as always. Thank you, Frank. All right. And we've got some stuff here on resolutions. We'll switch over to that in a moment. Hello, Kyrie. Kelly says, was nice to hear the Tashi Deb wants the same thing. Great interview. That was a great interview for Monday. I hope you checked it out. Did any of you check out yesterday's episode with Andrew and I talking about self-defense from a slightly different angle? Remember, self-defense is not just what happens when you're protecting yourself from violence. It's all the things you do to defend yourself from the world or yourself. These are important things. You should do them. And you should probably check out yesterday's episode. Video version on YouTube, audio everywhere else. Jenny says, thank you, Frank. Yeah. We've got a good crew going here. I like First Cup. I do. I like what we have here. I like that people join us. I like that people sit with me while I drink coffee or tea. And we get to start the day together. It's nice. All right, let's talk about resolutions. That's kind of the topic du jour. And this is what Frank sent us over to talk about. It's a great subject. What New Year's resolutions have you made in the past? Well, I answered that one for you. The only one I've ever had is to make this year better than the last. And I don't get specific on that. I have goals. I see those differently, though. There are a variety of goals that I have, things that are really important, things that are less important, and I'm working towards them. I've got tools in place to help me get there. 2023 is going to rock. Now, why don't I make New Year's resolutions? Because I don't wait for New Year's. Just as Jenny said, if I have something that is important to me, if I want to, I'm not approaching it as losing weight, but right now I'm trying to eat healthier and lose some body fat. That's a goal of mine, something I've found some new motivation for. I didn't wait for January 1st because I deserve, whatever it is, I deserve to reach that goal as soon as I can, as soon as I want to. And I'm not going to put anything off. If you know me, I don't put things off. If you want to meet with me about something, okay, what's probably next week or the week after. I'm usually no more than 2 weeks out on meetings. And I get people that's not their thing. Oh, well, after the holidays. Why? Why after the holidays? Because it's not as important. And that's okay. But why is it so cliche that New Year's resolutions don't stand? because people don't pick things that are really important to them. It's things that they want, but not things they're willing to work for. A huge portion of the 30-day challenge addresses this. It's about why. In each email, there's an intro that I write. And in most of them, I'm talking about why. If you've already signed up for the 30-day challenge, and hopefully you read it, there's a section where I say, you've got to connect to your why. Why are you doing this? And there's no wrong answer. But the more passionate you are about your why, the more likely you are to finish the 30 days. If your why is, well, my friends are doing it and I thought it looked cool, you're not going to get there. That's not going to be enough. If your why is because I deserve this, because I want to feel better in my own skin. Here's one that's a little less healthy, but I suspect is some people. I told people I was going to do it and I don't want to embarrass myself, right? The stronger your why, the more likely you are to stick with something. This is why for so many people, they will keep a crummy job for their family because it's important to them that they, make the money for their family, right? Why matters. We talk about this on the show all the time. Dennis says, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I simply try to make each day, week, month better than the last. Yeah. Happy New Year to you, Andy. Safe travels to Florida. All right, next. How can people be more effective in keeping their resolutions? Well, we kind of talked about that. Here are a couple other, let's call them tricks. Let's say your resolution is to, let's come up with something ridiculous. Your resolution is to eat carrots every day. Carrots are pretty good. There are a few things that you can do. One, tell people, I'm going to eat carrots every day. When I see you, or when you think of it, can you text me and say, did you eat carrots today? Accountability. You're building accountability in. Now, you may try to put that all in one person, maybe your spouse. That's too much. If it's a daily thing, if it's something that's intense, you want to put it with other people, right? Maybe you find somebody else who also needs some accountability and you offer that in exchange. How many of you wait till the last minute to do things? If you wait till the last minute, why are you doing it? Because there's some accountability built in. I can't show up to that meeting. I can't go there. I can't wait any longer. I've got to do this, get this done, finish this. There's accountability. You also write out your goals. And it seems silly. It seems trivial. How does that work? Ideally, you don't write out the goal from the perspective that you haven't done it, but rather that you have. And then you say it out loud. I ate carrots every day in 2023. I'm eating carrots every day in 2023. Not, I'm going to eat carrots every day in 2023. You have to own it. You have to feel good about it. You have to say it with conviction. And you want to say it as if it's already happened. This is one of the, I don't want to call it a secret because it's certainly not a secret. This is kind of one of the tricks of goal setting. You approach it from the perspective that you've already accomplished it. Liz says, my New Year's resolution is more of an everyday mindset that I carry through the next year. Usually it is an umbrella word that becomes my email password, so I have to type it every day. I like that. I like that trick. Filling whatever it is, right? If your goal is to be more patient, you can get some friends. Hey, I want to work on being more patient. If you see me being impatient, I want you to call me out on it. You can write out your goal. I am more patient. I am a patient person. You can make it your email password. Patience, ampersand, exclamation point, 127, capital Q. That's a decent password. Don't just use the word patient. I was on the internet so long ago, I once had a password that was 3 letters. Was it? And it was Word. They let me do that. Other tricks for New Year's resolutions. The best one I can think of is, well, I got a couple for you. Journaling, just kind of sitting down, writing about the subject. Why is this important? And doing that as often as possible, ideally every day. And then the next one, write a letter to yourself if you're going to stop pursuing that or let that resolution slide. Ideally, write it from a place when you feel really good about it and you feel very strongly about it. Hey, you, don't quit eating carrots. You feel better when you eat carrots. They're really good for you. And yeah, maybe you're sick of eating carrots every day, but you told people you were going to eat carrots every day. Keep going. Don't stop. I believe in you. And then you put it aside. And then when you're going to stop eating carrots, you pull out the letter and read it to yourself and say, you know what? This version of me was really passionate about this. I'm going to keep going. And then the last thing is, don't take it a year at a time. Take it a day at a time, or an hour at a time, or a minute at a time. If a year is too big, break it up. Your resolution doesn't necessarily have to be a thing that you do all year. I'm going to spend the first 6 months of the year doing this, or whatever. But if you approach it more indefinitely, I'm going to eat carrots. I'm going to eat carrots every day. Not for a year, but just forever. I'm going to eat carrots every day. I don't have to worry about eating carrots tomorrow. I only have to worry about eating carrots today because I can only eat carrots today. I don't have any control right now over me eating carrots tomorrow. It's irrelevant. It's not worth spending the time and energy. Let future Jeremy worry about that. I eat my carrots now. Jenny says, saying I choose before the goal gives a sense of empowerment. I find that helpful. I choose to be more patient, for example. Absolutely. There is power in word choice. So whether it's I choose to be more patient, I am patient, I am becoming patient, whatever one in there kind of speaks to you, or maybe something different, just try to avoid the future part. One day I'm going to be patient. Don't reinforce where you're at, reinforce where you want to be. She adds, the way we talk to ourselves is really powerful. I think you might have heard that from somebody before. Kelly says, not exactly a resolution, but 6 months before students test for black belt, I have them write their goals, what their goals are, or things they feel they need to do to prepare. But they also have to include a plan as to how they're going to achieve them. And that's probably the last bit of advice. If you have a goal, a resolution, you have to have a plan for getting there. Now, it might be a poorly defined plan, but if my resolution or goal is to go to the moon, and I'm not applying for jobs at SpaceX or working to make the money to go on some to be determined commercial flight, or I'm not going back to school for one of the, for a degree that NASA would say, sure, you can go to space, then that's not going to happen. I can't sit in my living room and expect that repeating over and over, I'm going to the moon, is going to change anything. I have to take action. Stacy says, now I want carrots and a donut. Maybe I should go for carrot cake. Ha! Jenny suggests carrot cake donut. Oh, that sounds pretty tasty. And then the last bit about resolutions for this year. What is this year's resolution? Told you that one too. 2023 will be the best year of my life because 2022 has been. 2021 also was. Did bad things happen in 2022 and 2023? Yes. Will things that I don't want to happen in 2023? Probably. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed, but it's pretty likely statistically. but it's how I choose to handle it. Even when a terrible thing happens, it creates an opportunity. It opens a door. It opens a door to something better. And if you believe that there is opportunity for more and better through that door, there is. There's always more. There's always better. There's always a better job for you. Always. There's always another friend, another romantic partner. I'm not suggesting you cast aside the ones you have. There's always more and there's always better if you believe it. If you don't believe it, there isn't. Because you'll never find it. So if your world is what you experience, then you're stuck, you're limited. I hope whether you have New Year's resolutions or not, goals, however you approach it, if you do, that your 2023 is the best year ever, the best year of your life, because you deserve that. We all deserve that. Life should get better, not worse. And whether or not it does depends on a whole bunch of things, but most of them we can't control. What can we control? How we show up, how I approach my day, my attitude, the work that I do. I can only control myself, but I have complete control over myself. I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I don't remember now. I put something up on my personal Facebook asking, what's holding you back? And if you look at those answers, you'll see that about half the people that responded had essentially given up on their lives. They had decided that whatever was holding them back was completely out of their control, and they were choosing to be victims of their own circumstances forever. I don't wish that for any of you. None of you are victims. You all have complete control over your lives. You don't have complete control over the things that happen, but you have control over how you handle it and what you do with the lesson or the information or the action that occurs afterwards. There's power in choice. There's power in words. Don't give up that power. I'm reading some of these ridiculous comments. You guys are great. Kelly, you're welcome. I hope you have a great day, a great weekend. I will see you on Tuesday. And I'm thankful for all of you. All of you provide support, whether you realize it or not. Many of you provide support in a variety of ways. Simply showing up to this show, even if it's not live, means something to me. It means that this show, which I continue to say is the most ridiculous premise for a show of all time, people show up to. You value it. You're here because you value this more than something else. Awesome. We're doing something right. And my pledge to you, not a resolution, but my pledge, is that I'll keep doing this. Not just this show, but I'll keep doing Whistlekick. I will keep finding new ways to show up. I will keep finding new ways for us to connect, educate, and entertain you. I will keep finding new ways and better ways and improving old ways to get people in and keep them in the martial arts. This is what I do. This is who I am. And I appreciate your help as I walk this path because, and I've said it before, I'll keep saying it, this is the way that I leave a mark on the world. Not for my own purposes, but if you agree with me that martial arts makes people better versions of themselves, martial artists, thus, are better people, and the more of them we have, the better the world is. That's my very simple formula to leave a mark on the world. It's not about me. It's about leaving the world a better place than when I found it. And that is through martial arts. And this is the best way I know to do it. So thank you for your support, your help. Other words that mean the same things in that effort. I love you all. And I'll see you next year. Take care, everybody.